Hi, my name is Grace Mizrachi. Shalom, Shemi Tila Mizrachi. Hopefully through this video I'll be able to explain a little bit about who I am and why I believe in the state of Israel and why I believe that I should go back this summer, or why I deserve to go back this summer on the 100-point challenge trip. But I want to start off with a story about my family, because you can't really know a person unless you know their family. I want to tell you about my parents. Within a month of meeting each other, my parents got married. And I know this sounds crazy, and most people would agree that it is crazy, but they always say the reason they got married within a month of dating each other was because they both knew that they were the only people they could make Aliyah to Israel with. Within the first year of marriage, my parents made Aliyah to Efrat, and they had 2 children there, they had a house, they had a business, and they were very well off, thank God. But 7 years went by, and they moved back to America. And then they had me. 18 years later, I went on birthright. And for the first time, I understood why my parents had made Aliyah. Of course, I had always grown up hearing their stories about the glory days of being in Israel, and all the friends that they had, and all the places they went, and, you know, all the schools that my siblings went to, but I was never a part of it, and I never felt a connection to it the way that everyone else in my family did. And I went on birthright, and I finally understood what everyone was always talking about when they said that the land of Israel draws you in, that it's like an inescapable Garden of Eden, how my father says it. He says it's an inescapable Garden of Eden. Until you sleep on the grass of the Golan, until you pray on the top of Masada and touch the Kotel wall and see Safad, before you experience any of those things, there's no way that you could possibly understand what the land of Israel is about. And most people would say, well, those are tourist attractions, those are just things you do on a vacation, but they're not. When I went on birthright for 10 days, to say it was a vacation or a travel trip would be an understatement. It was a life-changing, epiphanous experience. For the past 18 years of my life, I never understood why my parents ever felt so strongly about Israel or what they saw in it. To me, it was just a country. To me, it was just a place that my parents had fun in, and a place where my siblings got to live, and, well, good for you. I never felt jealous. I never felt envy. But when I went on birthright for 10 days, for the first time in my life, I was upset at them for having me so late in their marriage, for leaving. I was upset at them for leaving Israel. When I came back from birthright, the first thing I did was sit down with my parents, and I looked them both in the eyes and I said, why did you leave Israel? Why did you drop everything, make Aliyah, live there for 7 years, and then just come back? And they said, to be honest, Grace, we wish we didn't. Every day, we wish we didn't. They've been living in this country for 18 years, and they admitted to me that they regret coming back. They didn't tell anybody this ever. They never told my other siblings, they never told my grandparents this, but they told me we regret it. And they said, did you fall in love like we fell in love? And I said, yes. And they said, if you make Aliyah, we will follow you. I never thought that I'd be the one person in my family who would see eye to eye with my parents about how they felt about the country. I never thought that this would be my destiny, that I would ever be passionate about a country, a place. How can you be passionate about a piece of land? How can you love something that you weren't born in? How can you love something that you never experienced? But being in Israel for 10 days, I finally felt the Torah come alive. I finally felt the years of learning about religion and my heritage and my history finally jump alive before me, manifested in the country, the Medina of my people. I finally saw it, and I finally understood what my parents were talking about when they said that Israel draws them in, that they needed to live there. I finally understood why. And for whatever reason they did come back, they do regret it. And I don't want to turn around in 20 years and say, well, I regret it too. I don't want to. I want to make Aliyah, but I also want to make an educated decision about what I'm doing. When my mother moved to Israel, she was my age. She was 18. She got married at 18. She made an uneducated decision, and maybe that's part of the reason why they left. When I make Aliyah, I want to be sure about it. I want to make Aliyah because I'm absolutely 100% sure that I can do it. Not that I just want to, but that I can. And the only way to be sure of that is to keep going back to Israel as much as possible, to keep learning and living and experiencing, and not seeing just the beautiful parts, but seeing the ugly parts too, and not seeing just the nice parts, but the bad parts, and the parts that nobody talks about on the travel agencies, the parts that people don't talk about on, the brochures. It's important, because it is my country, and when I do make Aliyah, I want to be 100% sure that I will not move back to America. Hopefully, I'll be accepted to this trip, and hopefully I'll be able to come this summer. But now that you know a little bit more about who I am, you'll understand why maybe I'm the best candidate for this trip. Thank you so much for watching.